All right, we are recording. So now we'll go ahead and start with section one. And again, recap of our brand, disclaimers and disclosures, our lingo, why we wrote this course, and action items. So our vision in the future, and actually more now than ever, our brand will represent the title companies and signing services, which you're going to hear us refer to as hiring parties, that if you have been trained by our course, you have received real instruction from a recent retired escrow officer. We envision growing the cream of the crop and exactly the signing agent that title companies want to work with. And Jake's got plenty of horror stories he'll share with you. You guys are our ideal course participants. So again, thank you for your investment in our course today. And we really feel that, and confident rather, that you will benefit and launch your career. So you're going to have to be serious though about learning best practices. You're going to have to champion ethics. We want to make sure that you operate lawfully as a notary. And obviously, you have a burning desire to learn about the mortgage and the title company, the legal side of things. And of course, really, what's our motivator? We want you to make money. But throughout this course, we want you to hold on to your money and grow your business and not lose it by doing things that a lot of people, unfortunately, mislead you into doing. A good signing agent is hard to find. I will preach that to you several times throughout the course. So you're in high demand, and the industry does definitely need you. Title companies do need great signing agents to facilitate their mobile assignments. Notaries who are ethical, professional, dependable, and experienced are highly rare. So you will be very surprised that even if you are in a market that there appears to be a lot of signing agents, read that statement. It's hard to find ones that are ethical, professional, dependable, and experienced. Title companies are bombarded frequently by signing agents who have no concept of the real world of escrow and title. They bounce in this industry, and just as quick as you bounce in, as quick as you go, you bounce out. Most notaries are not aware of how loans come together or what title companies even do. So we actually wrote this course because we know those needs and demands that the title company and the lenders and the real estate agents and any party that serves our industry really needs and what they kind of expect of you. So we will share all of that with you today. We know what it's like to get a perfect loan package back and the aha moments and how you could shine and hopefully you get what we call direct business, which we'll talk about later. We see on social media that some courses are not providing the right information, especially from Texas. And really, that's not just Texas, that's everywhere. But we're not going to fluff our material. We are real people. Again, we're working signing agents. We're in the trenches with you. So we're going to give you a well-rounded scope of doing things and things that'll get you in the right path to, again, to launching your signing agent business. And ideally and ultimately, we're going to help you become a top-notch, sought-after signing agent. All right. So new notary business owners have a lot more than perhaps you realize. And this is not just notary signing agent. This is any business. If any of you have launched anything before, you know it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. So just along with those, the signing agent business, there's going to be a lot of work you're going to have to do that because again, you're investing, or ideally you're investing long term. So for instance, in addition to just marketing your business, you're going to need to know your notary laws and ethics and best practices at a state level. So state specific knowledge is crucial. You're going to need to keep up with the insights on starting and running a business and a way to develop and stay current on your signing agent skills. Be a skillful notary public. Notary skills you're going to need are how to complete a notarial certificate flawlessly. And that's the baseline, the foundation is that right there. You need to be able to know your all components of the notarial certificate and your state specific laws, when to modify them. In some states, the certificate that's on the documents, you're going to have to abort and use the one that's approved by your governing body. So you'll need to have a lot of exposure and experience with how to do that. You're going to have to know how to handle missing signers. For instance, when another notary will be notarizing for signers who are not present. And what we mean by that are you are notary number 2 or number 3 down the line, and it's already been notarized from a previous notary from another party that's on the document. So how do you handle those? How to accept the forms of identification that's satisfactory to your state law. How to complete those journal entries that pertain to real estate transactions. So again, that's some homework you'll need to master as a traditional notary before you move on to a signing agent. Be a quality notary signing agent first before you go direct. And again, we'll talk more about that later. And overall, what we're trying to plant the seed right now in your memory bank is you're going to have to learn to crawl before you walk. So we just a quick note about pop-up courses. Brenda and I also co-mentor along with some fabulous other admins on social media, and we see more than the industry that if title companies saw half the stuff we've seen, they would just throw the towel and say, okay, we're done working notaries. But there's a lot of pop-up courses, people who are not seasoned, they're brand new. Obviously with COVID, a lot of people are at home trying to be creative on income, revenue streams, and they think they can just teach you. So just be very careful when they lack state-specific knowledge and if they have unethical teachings. And that's kind of a wide open way of saying that. But if it's too good to be true and you feel you're getting the used car sales vibes, that's the unethical teachings usually. So just heads up. But we do believe in having continuing education. Sometimes there are other courses that may have just different perspective. So we're not saying don't be well-rounded and invest what you feel is right for you, but just keep your eyes open, your wallet closed. We don't want you to lose any of your hard-earned money. Throughout this course, you are going to need to take notes. You do have the handouts. If you do have them, great. If not, you definitely want to print them out at some point, review them several times before you actually get out there and then start marketing yourself. But now's a good time to print them if you can. But regardless, again, take the note-taking method that works best for you. Important disclosure here, Brenda Stone and myself are not attorneys, so we're basing this on our own blood, sweat, and tears, mistakes, dip it into our own wallet to pay for things sometimes and when we first started. But we are not attorneys, and this courses and materials are not meant as legal advice nor substitution of legal advice. We might have errors in our material. We've worked most of the kinks out, so I'm very confident what you have today is good, correct, and up to date. But laws do change. Sometimes in the next year or two, they may change some type of expectation on a national level by what the industry may adopt. So it's always going to be a responsibility to be aware and abreast of those changes. But if you do have any suggestions throughout this course and you have some notes you want to share with us, please don't hesitate. We would love to have the chance to review that and certainly look that over. All right, so this course is not required to become a signing agent. So generally speaking, you don't have to take what you're doing today. So we don't want you to drop your draw there. But by taking this course, we do believe you will benefit substantially by knowing this material. And if you don't have any experience, it does show, and it will give you a lot of negative feedback by your hiring party, and it could end your signing agent endeavors really quick. So again, you guys did spend your money wisely, and we firmly believe you're in the right spot right now while you're taking this course. However, we're not going to give you any certain promises or outcomes. I know that sells a lot and people dangling things in front of you saying you can do this and that, but we're not going to sit there and give that commitment because as signing agents, we know different markets, you have to be creative to accommodate your area, your weather, you know. You may have to be in a more rural area where you might have to change your marketing plan. So Brenda has a great chapter that she'll talk about on that later. Recommendations are based, again, what we've experienced or heard. We do not accept liability for your decision to develop a relationship with another course provider or a company or hiring party. Please gather your own intel on companies, providers, and individuals. Oops, I'm sorry about that. We believe anyone that we do recommend or endorse will do a good job, but we can't know for sure. And as Brenda had mentioned, you will receive a proof or a course completion certificate within, I think, 2 weeks, 1 week. Brenda will let you comment on that here in a minute. Borrowers versus signers, talking about our lingo. We're so used to saying borrower that we forget to change it to signer during the presentation of our course. So pretty much any example we give today is the signer who's before you that you will be meeting. But again, just know a signer is not always a borrower. The signer could be a buyer, seller. They could be a person that's on behalf of an entity as an officer. or someone just that has approval to sign on behalf of a company. And then we have signers with capacities like power of attorney signers, trustees, um, just all kinds of different things. So whoever you're meeting with collectively is the signer. So if there's any confusion, just know that's our intent throughout the course. We do not say closing, we say signing. Jake may say closing throughout this course. Jake is guaranteed to tell you that term throughout the course because of the 20 plus years of saying that. But usually the closing is from the title company side. But the the word that we usually use in the industry, especially on social media, is signing. So just know they're interchangeable, and that's what I mean. All right. The disclosure at the bottom, we are notary signing agents, but we're never the closing agent. And we'll talk more about that when we go through our document prep part of this course. The terms notary signing agent, certified notary signing agent, and NSA are the property of the National Notary Association, which we'll talk about a little later as well. But we do want to give them credit because that is their trademarked names and property. Wrapping up section 1, your action items is obviously, remember, we're not attorneys. Keep in mind that our material has no guarantees, and your actual homework is a good time to go back, review your notary laws and your state handbook if that's what's available. And again, most states, the Secretary of State or your Department of State or whatever your governing body for notaries public usually has a handbook. In Texas and a few states, they just give you the laws and you're required to know them. All right, we'll stop the video and start section 2.